It's a simple process of release. That's all it really is, of releasing all that which you could not help or control, of releasing all that which you've worked so hard towards, invested energy in achieving it, yet you could not achieve it for whatever blockages or reason, or even the release of that which you cannot summon the energy, the motivation, the zealous, or even enough passion or excitement to work towards achieving it. But it's not the release that's out of desperation, that's out of helplessness, that's out of giving up or fear. It's not the release mingled with desperation and fear. It's not the kind of release that you go like, please, 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 I'm just so desperate, I need this thing, or I don't need this thing, so, and I don't know what to do next, and I can't do anything else, and I just release it out of my system, I just release it out of my body, I just release it to whatever higher form of being. It's not that kind of release. Just like praying isn't about getting down on your knees and, pleading and crying to God, to that higher form of being. But it's the release with the knowing, with the understanding, with the belief that you are already in perfect alignment with that which you seek. It's the kind of release that comes from the knowing that you have done everything possible towards achieving that thing, whether that being an absolute truth or even just a relative truth. I'll explain that in just a moment, but it's that kind of release that comes with grace, that comes with believing in yourself, believing that you are pure conscious energy and that you can take whatever state, form, or being and create it into this reality. It's the kind of release that you know that you have earned that thing which you seek, whether you've put in the work or not, whether you've actually figured it all out. But the process of release, as simple as it might sound, it is actually very delicate, because release, what I mean by releasing, is that you remove it out of the ego constructs, you remove it out of your conscious brain, you remove it out from all the entanglement that it's stuck in within the ego constructs. Because the moment you release it from your ego constructs, the moment it's removed out of your system, it's removed out of your body, it's removed out of your conscious mind, the subconscious mind, it stops functioning based on your blockages. It stops functioning based on this 3D. Now it's functioning from what's beyond the ego, it's functioning from what's beyond the brain. But as long as it's within your ego construct, as long as it's mingled and tangled within your ego constructs, thinking that you need to do this thing to get to that place, that you need to put all of that effort to have that thing, that you need to suffer or struggle to that extent in order for something to manifest into your reality. And it's always, whenever it's mingled with the ego, whenever it's entangled with the ego, there's always another step. There's always, the ego knows that it needs to work hard to have something. It needs to work so hard for money. It needs to work so hard for love. It needs to work so hard for joy. And that always keeps you one step behind. It's always in the future and never in the now. It's never a present tense, it's always a future tense. It's always something that you want to have, that you need to have. And that's the process of releasing. There's a beautiful saying that goes like, God is always saying yes to you. God always replies with yes to you. And so whenever you think to yourself, whenever you feel to yourself, whenever you say to yourself that I just need to figure out this thing and then it's gonna work out, that I just need to take this step and then it's gonna work out, that I just need to go to that location for me to have that thing, that I need to be that person in order for me, that I need to stop thinking those thoughts, that I need to stop feeling those feelings, that I need to stop taking those actions in order for me to be able to have that thing in my reality, in order for me to align with that thing. God is always saying yes to this. Yes, you need to be that, you need to change that thing. Yes, you need to take that action. Yes, you need to feel in that way. Yes, you need to, in order for you to have that kind of reality. But the moment you release it from all of this entanglement, from all of this process of analysis and intellectual and logical breakdown, critical thinking, what do I need to do next? How do I figure this out? This is all just the work of the ego. This is all just based on your limited perspective, based on the limited ego. That's based on your programming. All of this, what I need to do next, what I need to figure, how do I figure this out? How much effort should I invest in this? How much money, how much energy should I invest in this? This is all just based on your blockages. And if you have blockages in some of those aspects, if you have blockages in where it matters in manifesting this kind of reality, then it will always be functioning based on that. And as long as those blockages are within your system, you will not be able to manifest this thing in your reality. And so once you tell yourself, once you give yourself permission to just relax, to just release it, to just let go of it from the conscious mind, let go of needing to figure it out. And whether you've actually earned it or not, it's about what do you believe. Do you believe that you've earned it? Do you believe that you've put enough work? Or do you still keep telling yourself, I did not work enough towards that thing, I did not do all of those things? Because I was coming from that kind of place, I was trying to release something in fear, with desperation, and with pleading, and I've been there, and it did not really work out that well. I've tried so many times to release something out of giving up, based on giving up, and I just could not figure things out. But that kind of release does not really work. The kind of release that I've tried more than once, and just very recently received that kind of revelation, reached to that kind of revelation, was the kind of release that I felt, that regardless of the work that I've put in, that regardless of the effort that I've put in, that regardless to whether I did that thing or I'm in fear of that thing not happening, I just believed completely that I've earned that thing, that I am in perfect alignment with that which I'm seeking. I just felt suddenly, although I did not necessarily put that enough work or that enough effort, and that's the beauty of it. It could be an absolute truth. You could have tried, one thing and two things and 10 methods in achieving something, but it did not work out, and it kept failing for whatever blockages you're experiencing, because you were trying to invest your energy to deal with that thing, to try and achieve that thing, to put all of that effort based on your ego constructs. And if you experience blockages, if you still have blockages trapped, which all of us do in your system, then it will function based on that blockages, and it will prevent those things from actually manifesting. As long as you're thinking that I need to take that step, that I need to do this next, that I need to have this thing, that I need to be that person, that I need to think those thoughts, that I need to stop thinking those thoughts, that I need to stop feeling those emotions in order for me to get there, is the same moment you are affirming to yourself, to the universe, to God, to Source, that you don't want that thing in your reality at this moment, but rather in the future. And it's always going to be one step later when it's mingled and tangled with all of those. And so it could be an absolute truth that you've really invested all of that effort into that thing, yet it did not work out for whatever reason. But it could also be a relative truth. You might have tried something towards achieving something, towards attracting a loving relationship, towards attracting money to you, lots of abundance, financial abundance, love or peace or joy. You could have tried working your way through to having that kind of reality, to having your dream life just once, or you tried one or two things and it did not work out. Maybe there are some more things to actually do. There is more effort for me to put in, to invest. There's more energy for me to invest in order to have that reality get here faster, or in a better image, or in whatever. You might still think that way, but you have to let go of that thought. You have to let go of that belief. You have to let go of yourself, of the ego, of the conscious mind, of the subconscious programming. So even if it's a relative truth, but you do actually believe in it, you do actually think that you have put enough effort towards that thing, and as such you are already in perfect alignment with that thing. You don't need to do whatever next. You don't need to go to that place. You don't need to think those things. You don't need to feel those things. You don't need to take those actions. And that comes from in order for you to be aligned with that which you seek, or with your dream reality, with that thing you're trying to manifest into your reality. And that comes from a place of knowing your true self, from a place of understanding how this life works, how we work, how that everything is just the manifestation of your consciousness, how the entire energy of creation, the energy that created this whole existence, is flowing right here within you. You are an extension of God. You are an extension of Source. You are an extension of the energy that created everything in existence. And as such, being that thing, that creation, this whole universe did not come from logical thinking, did not come from the ego, did not come from a place of analysis and thinking what should be done next and how should this work out next. It's a manifestation, and a manifestation is the impression of pure conscious energy, is the impression of consciousness, of higher consciousness. Whatever form you give it, it simply takes it and becomes it. But you have to really be giving it. You have to really be believing in it. You have to really be it in order for it to manifest in this 3D reality. And so the next time you find yourself struggling with something, you find yourself suffering so hard, trying to achieve something, trying to do something, just sit yourself down, give yourself permission to relax, and say, appreciate all of your small efforts. Take credit for all of those small bits and pieces you've managed to put in place. It does not matter how grandiose your intention, your end point is, your end goal is. Just appreciate all of the little work you've put in. Or appreciate your truth. Appreciate that you are the creator of this reality. Appreciate the knowing that you are an extension of the energy that gave this creation its form, that created this whole reality. And sit yourself down and affirm to yourself, I am already in perfect alignment with that which I seek. I've earned this. I know I deserve this. I've put in the effort. I'm already in alignment. And just release it. And as such, tell yourself, I release it. I release it from the conscious mind. I don't need to figure out what to do next. I don't need to take another action. I don't need to struggle much longer, any further, towards achieving that thing. Because I am the extension of Source. I am the energy that flows within everything in this existence. And I vibrate, and I choose to vibrate on the frequency of that thing. And just this kind of release, yet it's delicate because we experience so many blockages that might prevent us from actually believing that we've earned this thing. But if it's done right, if you really just were able to quiet down, to silence your conscious mind, to silence your ego for some time, if you want to do it through meditation, that's even better. If you can do it without meditation, it's up to you. Go into this state of not helplessness. It's not out of helplessness or being tired or being desperate or in being, giving up due to fear or stress, but rather it's a state of calmness, of relaxation, that you're not that much bothered by having that thing any longer. It's a process of also letting go. And that's why, and once you are in this process, it's easier to believe that you are already in perfect alignment with that which you seek, that you have already earned that thing, and that you have put enough effort towards that thing. You don't have to struggle or suffer any much longer. and that's the exact moment it starts manifesting. And you don't necessarily have to see the end results the next day, but within even the next hour or the next day, you're gonna receive some signs that this process of manifestation is happening, that this is coming into creation, that this dream reality. You're gonna see some signals, you're gonna receive some hints and signs. And that's when you know exactly that this is what you should keep doing more of. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into another video by AF's Conscious Frequency. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, because it helps me so much and it helps this video find its way to many more others who might actually need it.